Today we will discuss about the pharynx. Pharynx. Before going to the pharynx, this is the sagittal section of the head and the neck region. In this diagram, this is the frontal bone, present the frontal air sinus. This is the body of the sphenoidal air sinus. This is the roof. Now, this is the lateral wall of the nose. Lateral wall of the nose. This is the oral cavity. This one is the hard palate. From the hard palate, posteriorly it is the soft palate. Then it is the mandible. From the mandible, it is the tongue, genioglossus muscles, geniohyoid and the mylohyoid muscles. This is the hyoid bone. Then it is the larynx, laryngeal cartilage. Hyoid bone, it is the thyroid cartilage. Below the thyroid cartilage, it is the cricoid cartilage. And this is the epiglottis. Behind, it is the cricoid cartilage. Cricoid, it is the arytenoid cartilage. And this is the corniculate and the cuneiform. So it is the larynx, and behind it, this is the pharynx. This is the body of the cervical vertebra. So the pharynx. The pharynx, it is a funnel-shaped fibromuscular tube lined internally by the mucous membrane. This mucous membrane, it is continuous with the mucous membrane of the nasal cavity, continuous with the mucous membrane of the auditory tube, as well as this mucous membrane is continuous with the oral cavity and the larynx. This pharynx extend from the base of the skull. This is the base of the skull. Extend from the base of the skull up to this is the cricoid cartilage. This is the lower border of the cricoid cartilage. Below this, the larynx becomes the trachea and the pharynx becomes the esophagus. And this lower border of the cricoid cartilage lies at the level of the C6. So this is an important landmark, lower border of the cricoid cartilage. So this pharynx extends from the base of the skull to the lower border of the cricoid cartilage, where it continues as the esophagus. Now, this pharynx acts as a common channel for the both food at the time of the swallowing and the air at the time of the respiration. In this diagram, this is the nasal cavity. It is the nasal cavity. This is the oral cavity. Now, this yellow color, it indicates the flow of the air, while the green, it is the food. Air passes through the nasal cavity, while the food passes through the oral cavity. Then, both food and the air crosses each other in this part, that is the oropharynx part of the pharynx. The air enters into the larynx, while the food goes behind into the laryngopharynx. So we see here the pharynx acts as a common channel. Food and the air both cross each other in the oropharynx. So this line, common channel for both food and the air. Now this pharynx is situated behind the nasal cavity, oral cavity and the laryngeal cavity. In this diagram, this is the nasal cavity, lateral wall of the nose, nasal cavity. This is the oral cavity. And this is the larynx. This is the larynx. So, this pharynx is situated behind the nasal cavity. The part behind the nasal cavity, it is the nasopharynx. It is situated behind the oral cavity, and the part that is situated behind the oral cavity, it is the oropharynx. While the part situated behind the larynx, it is the laryngopharynx. So this pharynx is divided into the three parts. It is the nasopharynx behind the nasal cavity, oropharynx behind the oral cavity, and the laryngopharynx behind the larynx, behind the cavity of the larynx. Now, this pharynx communicates with this cavity. It communicates with this cavity through the opening. These openings are present in its anterior wall. It is for the pharynx. There are openings. Through these openings are through which nasopharynx communicates with the nasal cavity, oropharynx communicates with the oral cavity, and the laryngopharynx communicates with the larynx. This is the choana. It is the posterior nasal aperture, this region. The choana through which nasopharynx communicates with the nasal cavity. It is the one. In this region. This is the choana. It is the posterior nasal aperture, or it is the choana, this opening. So, the choana, opening through which nasopharynx communicate with the nasal cavity. Then second opening, oropharyngeal isthmus. Oropharyngeal isthmus, this opening, through which oropharynx communicates with the oral cavity. Oral cavity, the food enters the laryngopharynx. Through this opening, it is the oropharyngeal isthmus. In this diagram, this food enters through the oral cavity and this opening. It represents the oropharyngeal isthmus. Now, pharyngeal isthmus. We will see the pharyngeal isthmus, the opening, this one, through which nasopharynx communicates with the oropharynx. In this diagram, the opening third, this ring. This ring represents the pharyngeal isthmus. The pharyngeal isthmus we will discuss later on its boundary. What is the pharyngeal isthmus? This is an opening through which nasopharynx communicates with the oropharynx. Then laryngeal inlet. The laryngeal inlet, this oblique line in this diagram, this is the laryngeal inlet through which laryngopharynx communicates with the larynx. So, this pharynx, which is situated behind these three cavities, communicates with these cavities through this opening. It is the choana, oropharyngeal isthmus, and the laryngeal inlet. While the pharyngeal isthmus, through which these nasopharynx and the oropharynx communicates. Now the measurements. The measurements. The length of the pharynx from the base of the skull up to the pharyngoesophageal junction, it is about 12 to 40 centimeter. Width, the maximum width, it is present at the base of the skull, that is of the nasopharynx, and the maximum width is 3.5 centimeter, while the minimum width, that is 1.5 centimeter, and it is present at the pharyngoesophageal junction. Pharyngoesophageal junction, it is the narrowest part of the alimentary canal. If you exclude the appendix, then it is the most narrowest part and its width is about 1.5 centimeters. So this is the measurement of the pharynx. Now the boundaries and the relations.